Thank you so much for joining in. I'm Oscar Blue for Real America's Voice News. We are live at a country in South America, undisclosed location for people for security reasons. As I was live right now, but it got cut off. We are located over here to explain basically what is going on with the sell, with basically the buy and the sell, and with the trafficking of women and trafficking of children. This is an aggravated problem that is happening in the borders with the United States of America. You have an enormous quantity of children that they have gone missing. A lot of the people are saying, where are these children coming from? Where are these children? With which entities are they coming from? How they're coming? How they have come with unaccompanied minors with their non-parents. This is a horrible situation. What we have found in this investigation that we have been doing. We have an interview right now with a woman that it was sold to the organized crime, and basically the organized crime sold it to another man that bought a family. These kind of situations, she's opening up and she's speaking about what kind of other circumstances they're actually happening also, which it is aggravating the other circumstances which are happening, that there are a lot of children that are being sold to first class world countries. Which are the countries that are being sold into first class? Talking about France, you're talking about Europe, all parts of Europe, but specifically into the United States of America. You have a lot of these children that are coming in from Venezuela, a lot of the children that are coming in from Ecuador, from all the parts of Colombia, and different parts of the islands. That also these islands, they are, basically stealing children, robbing children, and selling these children. And you have a lot of circumstances of a market. So we have an interview with a woman that she was trafficked, sold to the organized crime, and she explains how this mechanism and how this works in South America into being sold into other potential countries. But ultimately, she explains also that there's a lot of young girls that they're being promised to be influencers, to be famous in YouTube and all these platforms, and they're going to be famous in the United States of America. They promise them that they're going to be in several different, programs and all these kind of mini series, and they do all these kind of things to be part of this, this entertainment world. That is the sad thing about it. And she explains that a lot of these women are being trafficked, they're being sold into first class world countries. But also, the most aggravating thing about this is that the UNHCR, the Organization of Refugees, this is the number one thing why I came down here. The UNHCR knows about this. They know about this. They specifically know about this current situation. They know about this current circumstances, and they know about all this trafficking that is occurring, all the trafficking that is happening, the enormous, market that is coexisting, and they're not doing anything about it. They're not doing anything about it. And the sad thing about it is that, these are the organizations that supposedly protect refugees, that they protect people, that they protect, the people that they're most vulnerable, that they spend millions and millions of dollars on the American taxpayer, and the American taxpayer, basically, it is the one that is funding this, to funding these organizations to continue. The number one thing is for us to expose these organizations is how they're taking advantage of it and how they're not doing anything about it. And we have been continuously speaking about these organizations, that they're obviously not doing their job, that they're obviously, just spending millions and millions, and, funding millions and millions, and profiting out of human misery, and profiting out of a horrible, horrible situation. So we have an interview with a woman that I'm going to cut and edit. Today I will be uploading, where she says, I asked her, do you believe that the UNHCR, it is part of this? And she said, yes, we actually know. They give us just an ID, which is an ID that does not even work. They give us supposedly a protection ID, and this protection ID does not even work. Our cases are just isolated cases that nobody puts attention to them. They're cases that they're actually, they're gone with the wind. Nobody puts attention to them. This continues and continues and continues. The market in these Central and South American countries, it is exacerbated of the trafficking of women and the trafficking of children. And a lot of the people are saying, well, we have a problem in the borders with the United States of America. You know, they needed something to open up the gaps for the organized crime and these organized, trafficking rings and trafficking lords to continue to operate on the global company, and we're doing this for humanity. We're helping people that are most vulnerable. We're helping the people that they are actually, trying to flee and trying to go to another place. And yes, the end, the number one goal is for that. But you have opened the market for other people to take advantage of this, and those are the cartel, those are the organized crime, those are people that they're making millions and millions of dollars out of trafficking children, trafficking women, and trafficking all types of situations. So this is the number one thing that these organizations, or they need to be defunded, or they need to be investigated meticulously by governments, and they need to be audited of what they're doing and where all the money it is going to, and what is the purpose of them, continuously working under this humanitarian idea that they're helping people, but they're actually not. These are isolated cases of women that are being trafficked from Central America, South America, into the northern parts of the United States of America. It is sad to hear these cases. Really, it is. It is really sad to hear these cases. The most saddest thing about it is that you try to understand why they do it, and a lot of the women, they say, well, it's out of necessity. You cannot put your life in danger out of necessity. You cannot put your child's life in danger out of necessity. That explanation and that justification needs to stop. We need to understand that these countries, they're going through a horrible government corruption process. Venezuela is going to a dictate. They have a dictator over there. A lot of the poor countries in South America, they intend to find another economical outlet to go and find a job or go and find a way of survival in life. And sadly, they take these routes. And when they take these routes, this actually happens. This is the sad thing that happens, that, they're being sold to markets, they're being sold to trafficking rings and trafficking lords. And when this happens, it's just sad to hear the story. This woman escaped from a man that bought her family. Hear this out. So this case is, in a nutshell, I will give you. This is a Venezuelan woman who actually migrated with a group that they were offering jobs, this web pages. So she migrated to another place, and she ended up being sold with her and her two children. And when she was arriving to the destination, this was a man that said to her, I bought you. I bought you with your two children. I bought a family. So I want a family. And you're here to just, follow what we agreed upon. And she was like, what the hell is going on? I never agreed upon being sold or being bought. It's horrible. And this is actually happening with children, with women, young Colombian women, young Venezuelan women, young women from Ecuador, young women from South America, that they're actually being sold like this. And they promise them this life of luxury, this life of entertainment in the United States of America. And sadly, bam, they're sold. And this is why a lot of people are saying, well, you have more than 80,000 children that are being missing in the United States of America. Where are these children coming from? She explains that a lot of these places in South America, you have operating drug lords and operating organized crime groups that they steal the children from the hands of the women, and then they do not know where they're going. They do not know where their destination is, and they end up in Massachusetts, or they in Wisconsin, or in places that we found your kid and is over here, and already the kid is already traumatized for all the destinations that he went through, and I don't know how many abuses he went through. This is the sad thing about it. Where this is coming from down here. And I apologize for my audience if I haven't been active. It's for security reasons. We haven't been completely active. Today, late at night, I am going to do a live feed for people to just see the live feed. I'm going to put the interview on the live feed. Hopefully, I can do it tonight. I don't promise that I will go live tonight, but if I do, I will put the interview on the side so you guys can hear her out. Of course, I blurred her face for security reasons. This is because the woman is still persecuted and she's not safe due to the fact that the UNHCR has not done anything. This is another thing that it's aggravating, that the UNHCR has not done nothing, not even just give her a protection ID that does not even work in these places where the organized crime operates. So she's basically hiding, and she gave me the opportunity to explain to the audience how this mechanism and how this works. So later on tonight, hopefully I will go live and give you guys an explanation of what is happening. God bless you all. Thank you so much for the support. Buy me a coffee is right there pinned in the chat. If you guys like to contribute to my independent reporting and travel fund, buy me a coffee. It is right there pinned on the chat. We are in South America in an undisclosed location. We are headed to another place to get another interview of another woman that was being trafficked. And also we are possibly going to get interviews of evidence of children being abused and trafficked also. Sadly, this is an operation that is, man, it is existing horribly, and it is continued to exist because of these open border policies and because of these international organizations that they give power to open up borders and they give power to discontinue. God bless you all. Stay safe, and like we always say, people, God's plan is our mission.